Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with Ask DC Network number 2. Our first question comes from Phantom G, who asked, do you think it was right for regular show to end? I mean, all good things have to come to an end eventually, and Regular Show is a show that had an 8 season run, which is fantastic for any animated series. It ended on the creator's note. JG Quintel wanted it to end. It wasn't canceled or anything like that, so I think it was fine to end it there. I don't think it was wrong. I don't think it was right either. I think it was just perfectly fine. You also ask, what do you think about the ending of The Amazing World of Gumball? My question is, do we even have an ending yet? I mean, yes, the series itself, the TV show is over, but I do truly believe we'll end up getting a movie at some point down the line to finish the story of the amazing world of Gumball. Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon fanboy asks, have you ever heard of the Cartoon Network video game Punch Time Explosion? Yes, I actually owned it for the 3DS. I beat it. I believe I also own the XL version for the Wii. I thought it was a fine game. If you don't know what it is already, for the other viewers out there, it's basically Super Smash Brothers, but Cartoon Network, essentially. It was fun. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't have it anymore, so I didn't like it enough to keep it, but I did have fun with it. Stopwatch Animation asks, my question is, if the AT&T merger with Time Warner had never happened, what would Cartoon Network be like? I mean, I feel like if the merger never happened, it'd probably be the same as it was back in like 2015, 2017. I don't think we would have made any progress in making Cartoon Network better. I think everything would have remained status quo. Killer Sniper asks, will the original Ben 10 ever come back? I mean, I would never say never. I think it is possible to see another iteration of the original Ben 10 timeline, whether it be on Adult Swim or HBO Max. I don't know. Most likely, I would think probably on HBO Max, but I could see it happening. Loudhouse Fan 98 asks, have you seen Trick Moon? No, I have not. I know very little about it. When are you going to watch the We Bare Bears movie? Whenever I watch the rest of the series, I haven't watched the show in like 3 or 4 years. So whenever I see the show from start to finish, then I'll watch the movie. I don't know when that's going to be. Do you watch any Nickelodeon shows? Okay, so Nickelodeon, I don't really watch it currently, but back in the day, I watched like Drake and Josh, Zoe 101, Victorious, other shows as well, like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents. I could go on and on, honestly, with the amount of shows Nick had back in the day. The reason, though, and I want to mention this, the reason I don't make videos on Nick anymore is because I made a video on Danny Phantom before, which you could check that out if you want, and on SpongeBob. Turns out Viacom is very trigger happy when it comes to copyright claims. They completely banned my SpongeBob video from every single country except Canada. So after that, I am not putting any Nickelodeon images on my channel. I do not want another copyright claim where a video gets banned, and I especially do not want a copyright strike on this channel. Mr. Doctor Jr. asks, what modern Cartoon Network show do you think would be their next flagship show? I don't think they have one, honestly. Cartoon Network, right now, in my opinion, does not have their next face of the network. They really don't. I mean, right now, they only have 5 original series, and none of them really stand out to me as being like, oh wow, this is what's going to define the next 5 to 10 years on Cartoon Network. Cardi Cartoons asks, hey DC Network, what's your opinion on Symbiotic Titan? So I absolutely love Symbiotic Titan, and I think the way it was treated, which I think I'm going to make a video on it, was terrible. Why it was canceled, awful reasoning. I'm going to make a whole video on it. I really, really hope it gets a revival sometime in the future. I mean, Gendy has said before he's open to it. He hasn't said anything about it recently. When he had his Adult Swim stream a couple weeks ago, I tried to get him to answer the question on Symbiotic Titan. They did not read it. They did not take the questions. So who knows where that stands. But I really do love Symbiotic Titan, and I really hope it comes back sometime in the near future. Courtney asks, do you want Cartoon Network to do a holiday block showing classic holiday specials and episodes? Okay, honestly, I don't know why they're not doing this already. Like, they literally, every holiday, all these different networks show holiday specials from their classic shows or current shows, just like, a marathon of them or whatnot. Cartoon Network, for whatever reason, for like the past 5 years, just completely ignores Christmas, completely ignores Halloween. They pretty much do nothing for them anymore. Like, I remember back when I was growing up, they had like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy Halloween special on every single year. I remember like every Halloween night that was on. They had other Halloween specials as well, like Chowder, for example, that was on. They had that Halloween special. Every holiday, they would have the holiday specials of all their shows on every single year. I don't know why they decided to stop that. I remember honestly, every single October, I would look forward to seeing these episodes every year. I would look forward every December to seeing these Christmas specials every year. And then all of a sudden, they just stopped doing that. Really makes no sense to me. And I really hope that they do bring back a holiday block showing classic specials just every December, every October, and what other holidays they want to do as well. Namdi asks, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, how do you feel about this idea in which you can make a custom TV schedule of the network in HBO Max? I think that that is a fantastic idea. Like, imagine if I, say, wanted to take all the Cartoon Network shows from 2000 to 2010 and just throw them into a schedule for any given day of the week. I could just tune into HBO Max whenever I want, and Chowder could be on, or Ed and Eddie could be on, or any other show from that time period. I think this is a fantastic idea, and I would love to see HBO Max do something like this. Will they? Probably not, but I really would like to see something like this. Jared Smith asks, what's your reaction if Universal Studio made a deal with Cartoon Network and Adult Swim to develop an attraction based on their shows at their theme park? I think that would be a fantastic idea. I mean, Nintendo is doing that with Universal right now, where Universal is going to be opening up a Nintendo World section in one of their theme parks. I think it would be great for Cartoon Network to do the same. I would love to just go to Universal and see like a corner of one of their studios just filled with like Cartoon Network City. Like, imagine if they just make a Cartoon Network City theme park, like part of the Universal Studios section is just all Cartoon Network characters in like a city or anything. Like, say you see Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, you see the Foster home. Say you see Town Hall from like the Powerpuff Girls. I just think that would be something that would be amazing to see, and honestly, they could just do that right now. Why not? I think it would be a great attraction for Universal to have. RR asks, is the Cartoon Network schedule worse or better as 2017? I think it's slightly better because if I remember correctly, 2017 was pretty much Teen Titans Go or nothing else was on. At least now it's like Teen Titans Go, Gumball, and like a couple other shows mixed in. Back then, I just remember literally all throughout the day, all that was on is Teen Titans Go. Sim Possible asks, do you think HBO Max will last long? I think HBO Max is here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. Warner Media has big enough of a library where it can survive on its own. You know, there's so many different things that Warner Media owns, like whether it be all the DC movies or shows, whether it be different animated series like Cartoon Network, or just all the things that HBO has licensed to it. They have enough content to have their own streaming service survive. So I don't think HBO Max is going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's here to stay. Tavi Prods asks, do you think Cartoon Network should release more home videos for its original series? Absolutely. I don't know why they stopped releasing home videos for their series. I mean, I am a person who has a ton of DVDs, Blu-rays, video games on the shelf behind me, and I just love collecting those kinds of things, and I would love to see more Cartoon Network shows get their own releases on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever it may be. Cartoon Maniac asks, where do you see cable and Cartoon Network in the next 10 years? So I recently made a video on cable, but Cartoon Network, I am going to make a video on what I think they need to do going forward. Because honestly, we all know Cartoon Network's on the downfall right now. And if they continue on this path, I don't know if there is a actual cable channel called Cartoon Network in the next 10 years. I think Cartoon Network will always have a place on HBO Max, but I do think they need to change going forward to actually survive as a cable channel. You also asked my opinions on the new streaming service Peacock. I know very little about it. I do know that it is free to start. I think that is something that is very nice to see. I think that is something that's very consumer friendly. If you know, like, listen to me before, you actually kind of refer to this in your third question on why do I prefer cable over streaming. Part of the reason why is that streaming is just not consumer friendly at all anymore. It really isn't. It's just gotten to the point where there's too many services at high prices. It's just not consumer friendly. But overall, I just like having my TV, like right now as I'm recording this, my TV is on in the background. I just like having my TV basically always on with something on in the background, whether I'm paying full attention to it or not. I just feel like with streaming, you don't do that. Really, for me at least, when I'm watching something on a streaming service, I am locked into that show. I am paying full attention to it. And when I have cable TV on, I don't necessarily have to do that. Because I just feel like, streaming's an extra step. You have to pick and choose what show you want to watch. And if I'm picking and choosing a show that I want to watch, I'm going to pay full attention to it. On cable, on the other hand, there's something that's always on. So I could just have it in the background and listen in and out. I don't have to pay my full attention. I could be doing something else at the same time. No Parking Berry asks, in case you're still into physical media, which Cartoon Network show would you love to own a copy of, whether it's a single season or a complete series release? So the one show that comes to mind that I really want a complete series box set of is Regular Show. Like, I really would love to go back and watch some Regular Show episodes in HD on my TV. There's really no way to do that right now besides HBO Max, I guess. But if you don't want that streaming service, or if you're someone like me who actually likes to collect physical media, there's no way to do that. All they have right now is seasons 1 through 3 on DVD. Season 1 and 2 is on Blu-ray, but season 3 never had a Blu-ray release. So that is the one show that I would really want a complete series box set of. I would want more like other shows as well, like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friend. I'd love to get the rest of that series, Chowder, Ed and Eddie, just pretty much all the classic shows. I'd love to see them, but the one that I really want is Regular Show. Corey Wiley asks, what Disney shows do you like? So I just finished watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I'm currently watching Sweet Life on Deck. I'm a big fan of those. I actually do want to, quick side note, start covering some of that on the channel. I feel like my audience, being that we're talking about mainly Cartoon Network, I feel like some classic Disney shows would be fun to talk about. So maybe that's something I do in the near future. Other than that, Gravity Falls is a fantastic show. I used to watch Wizards of Waverly Place. There's just a ton of Disney shows that I used to watch. But those are the few that I think really stick out to me as shows that I truly enjoyed. And our last question comes from Isabella66. What Cartoon Network shows do you think are underrated? There's a lot of shows that Cartoon Network's had that I think are underrated. Generator X being one of them. Another one being We Bare Bears. I think that's a very under the radar show. Chowder's something that's kind of under the radar as well. You don't really hear many people talk about Chowder anymore. But there's a good amount of Cartoon Network shows that are underrated besides that. Those are just the first three that come to mind. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.